Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Zhong, the owner of a Zhong Low Cage Fighting Series. Number 3 is going down March 26th, the heart of San Francisco, Kezar Pavilion. Now, right next to me is Drew Davis, one of the Dragon House fighter. We'll be fighting on our upcoming event. Drew, let's introduce you to all the MMA fight fans out there. You've always been a quiet guy, don't really speak much. Let everyone get to know who you are, where you're coming from, what got you into martial arts and all that.
Sure, yeah, my name is Drew Davis. I'm originally from Hollywood, California. I started training in martial arts when I was 19 at Musa Martial Arts Academy under Grandmaster Zhong. And I feel like he set a really good foundation for me. And then about a year later, came over to Dragon House.
What got you moving into San Francisco in the beginning?
I went to SF State. So I went here for college. Took a year off actually when I first discovered Musa Martial Arts Academy in LA when I was training. Took a year off because I didn't really know where to go and continue training. But fortunately, it was only about 10 minutes from the college. So about 5 years later, here we are. Never looked back.
It's convenient. You ever think about moving back to LA, or you gonna set your pace in there?
I mean, that was always the goal, to finish school here, immediately go back to LA, work in the film industry. But to be honest, I mean, what's kept me here in the city is Dragon House. If I'm being completely honest, my girlfriend even had to move up from LA to live with me to help me pursue my dreams. So she's like my rock, like she's been there since, ever since we met. And yeah, she's definitely like my die-hard support system,
What's the difference, the vibe, as far as like living in LA or living in San Francisco?
I feel like in LA, you definitely feel like you're in the entertainment industry. Like there's film posters up and everything. Here but I mean, it's both the city, like I grew up in the city and now I'm living here. And honestly, after being here for 6+ years, SF feels like home. So I don't know if I'll be leaving anytime soon.
It's kind of crazy because every time I see people from whatever the place they're living at and they move down to LA and then they gradually become a very different person.
LA can change you.
Yeah, LA can change you. Like there's time to time, like I see people like having a very old-fashioned personality and conservative and move down to LA, it's become flashy.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them I have to say like become like very phony,
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, a lot of people talk through you.
Yeah,
in LA.
Every time you ask them, what do you do for a living? Like, I'm an actor. No, you're not. You work in a restaurant. You're a waiter. I mean, you want to be an actor, but
people rent Lamborghinis just for a day, just to act like they're the hot shit, but they're not.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Now, you coming off a really nice win on the last Zhong Low Fighting Cage Series fighting event against Eric Jackson. So now, coming off the first win, hopefully you can get your record changing upside down. Now you're coming up to a up-and-comer, Francisco Campos, that having a flawless finish against a Brazilian guy and did a weird naked jerk jump on his back, and literally blink of an eye, I was walked up, turn around, come back, the fight was over.
Yeah.
I have to watch the video later to see
watch
how
it in
he
slow
fight.
motion.
Yeah, so what's your thought to preparing yourself, fighting a guy like so unpredictable and so free and just go for it? How do you prepare for a guy like that mentally and physically?
I mean, honestly, I feel like as an amateur, you gotta go into every fight expecting a different fight to happen than the previous one. Like, we're still developing our skills. I mean, he did a really good job with his wrestling, got the submission. This time he could be throwing capoeira kicks. Like, who knows? You know what I mean? Like, it's a different fight every single time. I prepare for everything. I try not to anticipate too much. I just let the fight flow, and I'm looking to put on a hell of a show March 26th.
So now you're watching his fight, you're watching his interview. He was talking about, maybe I'll do another takedown and then slam him and ground and pound. What's your thought on his interview?
I mean, that's all dogmatism. That's all opinions. I don't really care about anybody's opinion but yours. You're my coach. My coach is the people in my circle that tell me what I should worry about or what I should do. That's what I focus on. I mean, and it's confidence. Like, you got to be confident in yourself. If he wasn't confident in himself, then he probably get finished in the first round. But he believes in himself, and that's good. I want that. I want a competitor. I want to get into a 3-round war and dragged out into the deep waters and see who comes out. That's the kind of fight that I want.
That's pretty awesome. Now he blew my mind because I never seen him fight before the last event, and so did his opponent. And his opponent is far as coming off as a Brazilian, training a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu academy, and Francisco's pretty much training with Ron Leon, is the Taekwondo instructor, is a striking coach. And I'm always assumed like, okay, he's probably trying to keep the fight on its speed and maintain distance, but like, no, it's not. I mean, he actually throw a kick or a punch, he clipped the guy, and he's not mind to actually jumping into a grappling game with the Brazilian guy. All he does is grappling, you know, besides like that's his primary martial art. And he actually, like the way how he fights, it really amazed me that he has no respect what background he's coming from. He just go for kill. So honestly, I don't really know what he's going to do to you. Maybe because if you're coming up, you're taller, a little longer, you know, if you probably outstrike him for a little bit, he might actually go into the grappling and takedowns and all that too.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? You could tell he definitely has striking ability. I mean, he keeps his hands tight. He throws nice kicks, gets his head off the center line. I mean, he does a lot of things right. So I'm anticipating him to stand up with me. I'm anticipating him to shoot for a takedown off a 1-2. I mean, I'm prepared for anything. It doesn't matter.
So now, last fight, did you finish Eric Jackson in the first round or second?
It was first round. Yeah.
First round. So both you guys coming off the first round didn't even have a chance to make it to the second round. You know. So what will you do more on this upcoming fight camp? Like what's your focus on your upcoming fight camp to prepare for Francisco?
I mean, you can never drill enough. So I mean, I'm working my sprawls, I'm working my wrestling every day, conditioning every day. I train here, you know, 5 to 6 days a week, but I'm also doing conditioning before I get here. So I think that's the biggest thing, is getting the weight right, getting the conditioning right, and let the skill speak for itself.
Now you're fighting 145 pounds. You're always tall for your weight class. You're 5'10", 5'11", tall and lanky. So do you ever think about going down lower than 145? Or 145 is your weight class?
I think 145 is my weight class. I love fighting at 155. I think, because that's not even really, that's super easy for me. I could do that.
10-pound cut?
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, that's super easy for me. I wish there was a 150-pound division. I feel like that would be right in the sweet spot. But I think 145 is. I think that's going to be my home. So
that's awesome. Now in the Bay Area, if you're looking at the fight game, is there anyone under your radar that you wants to fight?
I mean, not in particular. No, I want to be challenged. Eventually, I would like to fight someone that's ranked, you know, in California under camo. Because I mean, if I want to turn pro and I want to fight the best in the UFC, I might as well get started early, right, as an amateur. So, no one in particular, but I want to be challenged.
That's pretty awesome. Well, you know, all the up and coming 145, or the guys been around, they need to keep the eyes on this up and coming generation, because after the pandemic, honestly, so many guys to train in this gym that kind of retire, you know, or change job, change career, change living situation, cities, counties, and people going through a lot of changes. It's kind of awesome to see you still being around, still hustling, trying to grind towards your dream, you know.
Yeah. I think COVID actually was like a spark for me, because before COVID, you know, I wasn't here as often, I wasn't training as much.
Yes.
I think when I realized, it's like the typical, you don't realize what you have until it's gone. Yes. So when COVID came, I really thought like that was gonna be it, and I was kind of regretfully just sitting at home like, man, I could have done so much more with this. I like now it's full steam ahead. I'm not holding myself back anymore, and I'm dedicated to achieving my dream.
That's awesome. Now, what do you do for work, Drew? Tell everyone.
Yeah, so I was working at a restaurant for a while, but now I work at Rumble. It's a group fitness, boxing-inspired group fitness. Looking to be a trainer in the next couple months. So
nice.
I'll be teaching some group classes, you know, have some fun. 45-minute hit style workout kind of deal. It's I work out in the I work in the marina, so a lot of positivity. I'll work with a good group of people, and a lot of them are coming out to support me for my fight. So I appreciate all of you that are going to show your support. And man, I just can't wait. Can't wait for March 26th.
That's awesome. Now, if people want to get a hold of you, how can people contact you on social media?
Yeah, my Instagram is DrewDavis_the kid. That's definitely the best way to reach me. Twitter, Facebook, I don't really use too much. So hit me up on Instagram.
That's awesome. Now, do you have any special loved one, training partner that you want to shout out to for this upcoming fight?
Absolutely. Of course, my Dragon House team. You guys always had my back, always getting me ready for my fights, my competitions. So big shout out to you guys and you, coach, of course. Shout out to Davis Zhong, Musa Martial Arts Academy. I want to give a shout out to TFD, the fight dietitian out in Australia, always getting my weight right and keeping in touch even when we're in different continents, different sides of the world. So
in Australia?
Yeah. They work with some UFC legit guys, UFC fighters. So I feel like I got good people in my circle. And lastly, though, I want to give a special shout out to Rob Whitlock from TWT. Rain or shine, always in my corner, always supporting me. Big shout out to you, Rob. I love you, brother. And of course, my friends and family, everybody coming out to support. Thank you, guys.
That's awesome. Now, this event's a live stream pay-per-view. So if any one of you guys cannot make it to the event, making sure you guys order your pay-per-view voucher from DragonHouseMMA.com. The fight card layout lined up. It's going to be updated very soon. So make sure you guys checking on the DragonHouseMMA.com. A lot of new matchups going to be updated every couple of days on my website. Make sure you guys stay tuned. All the fight posters, all the fighters on the card, you can get on the website. Once your poster's up, literally just click on the download the really nice, high quality, high definition poster. You can put up on social media, print it out, put on your gym, make us a good piece of a memory for all individual fighters. You guys stay tuned, so I have the best web designer, MMA Raw, doing all the photographs, all the photos, all the posters, making sure you guys download them. Now, if your opponent, Francisco Campos, watching this interview, what do you have to say to your opponent?
I'm looking forward to the challenge. I'm looking forward to the fight. March 26th, man. Let's bring it. Let's show who's the better man, the better fighter. Let's go.
Making sure all you guys subscribe my YouTube channel. Give me some love and support. Follow me on Instagram, Dragon_House_MMA. After March 26th is May 28th and also August 20, Cal Palace. Last show of the year, November 12th. So, yep, all the fighters want to get on a fight card, reserve yourself a spot, DM me. Most of you guys know how to get a hold of me. I am Zhong Lo. Just know how to pronounce my name. Spell it Z-H-O-N-G, pronounce J-O-N-G. L-U-O, pronounce L-O. So, Zhong Lo. Cage Fighting Series number 3 is going down to the history, and I'll see you guys March 26th. Anything you want to shout out to your LA family, your mom, your families, all that?
No, it's all good. Love you guys.
See you guys March 26th. Us.